Just one tweet. Can't believe he's 82. Ask how he does it.
I can't believe I'm 82 either. It's genetic, and keep yourself open, I guess, and find yourself $1,000 stock.
You put your head down and you plod.
Is that your philosophy? Just keep going at it?
I don't know. There's no philosophy. I feel good. I want to create something. I think of something to do. Somebody says, hey, I'll do that, and we're off.
So when you get a chance to be up there for the 10 minutes that you will, what's the first thing you're going to want to do?
I'm going to look out the window, Neil. I'm going to see the vastness of space and the fragility of the Earth. And I'm going to continue that theme in my thinking and in my work.
You know, in my work, one of the greatest delights is talking to people I've always admired. And as a kid, certainly William Shatner would be that. But it went way beyond just as a kid, because it went way, way after his famous role as Captain Kirk on Star Trek. It's how he has carried himself with that fame and how he's shared it with the world, and his passion for keeping the world the beautiful place it is, and then boldly going into space, quite literally, about a year ago, as a matter of fact, on Blue Origin, Jeff Bezos' rocket ship. He was 90 years old at the time, 91 years young today, and he was kind enough to join us. William Shatner, good to see you.
Good to see you. Pleasure to talk to you again. You were playing that year-old dialogue, and I'd long since forgotten that I had said that, but it turned out to be true. This book, Boldly Go, which I'm talking to people about now because it's just out, I think it's about our entanglement with the universe, and I try to portray it in my own life, stories about how I think the universe has been taking care of me, especially in a musical pattern. But more than that, this incredible conjoining that we have with nature, and people take it for granted, and sometimes they don't think about it, sometimes they don't believe it, but we are intrinsically involved in everything in the universe, and not to keep that in mind, and not to be aware of how fragile our Earth is. And as you and I are speaking now, so many, maybe millions of entities are going extinct. I don't understand. So that's what my book is about. And I think it's entertaining. It got some great news and reviews and all that. And I'm delighted with it. I'm delighted to talk to you about it. But even more important than that, much more important than that, is the concept that we're losing our Earth. And I don't understand why there isn't a Manhattan Project with all the incredible industrial might that we have and the world has, scientists have, why there isn't a Manhattan Project to deal with global warming.
Well, and by the way, that was one of the things you really, you came back, you were quite emotional from that flight, but I found it fascinating the reason why you were. You wrote about it that I had a different experience because I discovered that the beauty isn't out there, referring to space, it's down here with all of us. Leaving that behind made my connection to our tiny planet even more profound. In other words, you look back and you said, it is fragile. It is hanging by a thread.
Indeed, and it does hang by a thread, and it's a gossamer thread. It's not a rope or anything like that. And so here we are in this business segment of yours, and I just puzzle why there aren't industries, and there are a few, why there aren't so many more striving to do what they can to take the carbon dioxide, the methane, the pollution out of the water and the air, because if we don't do that, we're going to be severely affected. And it would seem to me to make good business because we're going to need it. To be in this insanity about a war and people who can't come to some conclusion about our mutual fate, it's it's just insane.
Well, no, that's what caught me in this book. I was thinking, a lot of people might think, oh, this is a real uplifting book. Actually, and no offense to you, but it's profound in that it is not that kind of book. In fact, it's kind of sad. You talk about the fragility of your own life. You start saying, I'm aware that it's my final day when it inevitably comes, and I will be filled with sadness and questions. Did I spend enough time with my family, with my friends, with my beloved horses, with my precious dogs? As if you seem to be said, like you sensed something, that this is all ending. And you're in great shape. You look fantastic. You're articulate as hell. Please tell me you're not down and depressed here.
No. I feel as vital as ever, but I do know that 91, coming 92 in a few months, is a sentence. I mean, I look around me and people are falling away. We're all going to die, and I'm going to die a lot sooner than you, Neil.
Oh, I don't know about that. You have survived everyone. You've survived everyone. But I'm just wondering, that whole experience of going into space and the way you looked at things, and I'm going back and remembering, your career, and you talk about this going full circle on your songwriting and your singing, that was honored at the Kennedy Center, no less. And I can remember some decades back when it was hardly the case. So things that were dismissed years ago in your career are now high watermarks for you. What do you think?
I just think that we understand that the universe is vibrating. We're part of the universe vibrating, and this entanglement with everything. I think there's ways of communicating to that vibration, whether it's prayer, whether it's thought, whether it's awareness, which I think it is, being aware all the time of how we are connected, and communicating with that, with nature and the universe. It sounds crazy and amorphous, but I think it applies to our everyday life, and especially to the earth and our position with the earth.
Did you ever think, though, you would be this iconic person? I mean, in the Halloween series, I learned that the Michael Myers character, that was a Captain Kirk mask he was wearing. I don't know whether you get residuals from any of those movies. I mean, that's pretty amazing.
Well, it's amazing in its way, and of course, as I understand it, they sent somebody out to buy a mask, and whoever it was grabbed a mask. But that may be the universe taking care of me.
Who knew?
Who knows? But the facts are that we are intricately linked. And we have to recognize that. And coming from a business point of view, there are companies who are startup companies that are trying to do things like take the carbon out of the air. These are wonderful companies worth looking for and investing in and trying to make them work, because the ones that use all the resources of the earth are limited because our resources are limited.
It's been your life mission. Gene Roddenberry, of course, his ashes were released in space. You've been in space. You're not interested in that, are you? Real quick.
Well, the space. I was up there and saw the curvature of the Earth, saw the beauty of the Earth, and so I've written about it. And
you didn't need that.
What?
You didn't need that. I wish we had more time, Bill. Bottom line, you prefer that your ashes be buried here, a tree atop you, and life goes on.
That's right. I want to be buried with a tree on top of me.
It's a worthy goal.
Be sure I'm dead
a long time from now. William Shatner, thank you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.